Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and today I will be doing like a story time type of video, but it's like many mini stories put together as one. I would like to apologize in advance if you hear random noises like motorbikes or people. My windows and my walls are really bad at being windows and walls, so keep that in mind. Anyway, so the theme of this video is cute things boys did for me, or cute things like that I experienced with boys, I guess. Okay, so let's start in kindergarten. This is not really something that he did for me. It was just a situation that I find kind of cute. So basically, in kindergarten, every time we go on class trips, for the kids whose parents did not go with them, they are partnered up with another family. So for some reason, I don't know why, but my teacher always paired me up with my crush and his mom every single trip. So like every time we went to the zoo, to the farm, I don't know, every place, she always pairs me up with him, and I am so thankful. Hope girl knows me. Like, she probably doesn't know I like him, but like, she did it anyways. Now we're in first or second grade. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's one of those two, and I think I like this guy for the duration of first grade and second grade anyways. So it was just like a normal day. I went to sit down on one of those carpets where, you know, if you went to an American elementary school, you know what type of carpets I'm talking about. The ones that are like colorful and they either like alphabets or puzzles, or the ones that look like a city. You know, it has like roads and little buildings like the library, school, whatever. You know what I mean. So I was minding my own business. I was sitting down, and then all of a sudden, he comes sit next to me. I'm like, cool, my crush is sitting next to me. And he looks at me, and he's just like, you know, you're prettier than and I am like, boy, out of nowhere, he just says this to me, and it makes me so happy because I am just a 6 or 7 year old, and this is something pretty new that this guy just randomly says, you're prettier than this other girl. And this other girl, she happens to be my friend as well, and she likes him. So like, it's kind of like one-upping someone, you know what I mean? Not to sound mean or anything, but that's just how I felt, and I was just very happy that my crush said that to me. Okay, now in third grade, I moved to Cambodia. I no longer study in America, and I have another crush on this other guy. At the time, I think he kinda liked me too. So our school, once in a while, they host something called a movie night where families go to our auditorium and we just watch a movie together. So my family decided to go to that event, and I'm there with my dad and my sister Sophia. So I got there first, and I was just waiting, sitting in our little auditorium, waiting for my crush to arrive. And like, we had to sit on beanbags. And I had one beanbag for me and one beanbag for him. So I was really prepared for this, okay? I know what I wanted, and I wanted him to sit next to me. So I was waiting, and then I saw him at the door, and what I literally did, I shot my hand up and I waved it in the air, and I was calling his name out loud. At the time, I probably thought it was okay, because for third grade, you know, kids do this stuff, but thinking about it now, it must be so embarrassing. Everybody in the auditorium must have heard me, and my dad wasn't that far from me, so he was there too, and I'm just calling my crush's name, waving my hand in the air, while my dad and my sister was right near me. So he walked over, he sat next to me, it was all good, you know. And we were just sitting, watching the movie, and I had another friend whose sister was kind of goofing around next to us. She was really cute, so I didn't really mind. So she was kind of sitting on my beanbag a little bit, and eventually she took over my entire beanbag. So I turned to my crush and I'm like, oh, his sister took my beanbag. And you know where this is going. I was already thinking at age 8 how to get a guy, how to get what I want, and I wanted to sit on his beanbag. And to my surprise, he's like, oh, you can sit on my beanbag. So I sat on his beanbag, and for like, we just watched the movie together. It was like so cute, and you know, we were just like lying next to each other, little 8-year-olds. I remember thinking, I was like, I think he has his arm around me. And then like, I looked back a little bit and his arm was around me. And I was like, score. So yeah, that was probably the first thing I've ever had with a boy. And it was a pretty good memory. And I liked that guy for like 6 years, even though he did not have any interest in me years after. I don't know why I liked him for so long. Okay, now I'm in high school and things start to get a bit more serious. So there's this guy who took me on my first date, and the date was very like cliche in like the movies, which I totally didn't mind because I'm a helpless romantic and I'm really down for any of those cheesy stuff, you know what I mean? I don't care. So basically we went to the theaters and we were watching a horror movie because we both love horror movies, which is a bonus for me. We were watching Paranormal Activity, the 5th one or the 6th one, I don't know, but it wasn't that good, but the movie didn't matter. It was the date that mattered. So during the movies, I think we held hands, but I wasn't sure, but we probably did. We were holding hands, and there was this moment in the movie where we kind of like turned to each other and we looked at each other, and this is that movie cliche part. And then that's when we kissed. That's the first time we ever kissed. And I thought that was pretty cute. Like, you know, it's like my first date, and I don't care if it's exactly like millions of other dates, because it's my experience and I'm very happy about it. And I still have the ticket as well. Also, I'm sorry if I'm talking really quickly. I don't know. I'm just very excited that I'm going through memory lane, and I'm also kind of afraid that this video might be too long, so that's why I'm talking very quickly. Okay, and this story is the same guy. So basically, he was walking me home, and it was like raining. So he took his umbrella and he kind of gave it to me to hold, and I think I was holding it for kind of both of us to stand under, but like the umbrella wasn't big enough for the both of us, so he ended up walking in the rain. So he was walking in the rain for me while I was safe under the umbrella. And I also had a jacket on, so like I could have easily given the umbrella to him and used my jacket, but he insisted. And I just felt so bad because I knew he was freezing cold because his teeth was chattering and his lips were like shaking. So like I felt so bad. I offered him my jacket even though I knew it wasn't gonna fit, and he declined. He was like, no, it's all good. And this other time he was also walking me home. For some reason, I didn't have my shoes. I can't really explain why. And then we were walking on this pavement. It was like, I don't know, large walking area. And it was a very sunny day, complete opposite to the last time he was walking me home. But I couldn't walk on it because it was the ground was very hot and I didn't have any shoes on. So he offered to piggyback me all the way, and I think that's pretty cute as well. And this last memory of him, so I was supposed to sleep over at my friend's house, but then I felt really homesick and I felt like very anxious, so then I called him up at 3 a.m. to come and pick me up, and he was nice enough to do that for me, and he was nice enough to come pick me up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. So I thought that was very nice, and like I couldn't find a way home by myself because to go home I would have to get my own tuk-tuk. So in Cambodia this is transportation called tuk-tuks, and I didn't really want to go on it by myself because it was 3 a.m. I could have been raped, I could have been kidnapped. Who knows what could have happened to me. And also at the time, I felt really anxious. I would always feel anxious every time I would ride in a tuk-tuk alone. I don't know why, it's just my brain. It just does that to me. So I called him up and he knew that it makes me anxious. So yeah, he did that for me and he just drove me home. And so this last story is with my ex actually. And so basically my family, we have this vacation home outside of the city where we go when we want to like relax or anything because it's really quiet there and it's very peaceful. So for Christmas, my family and we went to that house to celebrate Christmas. Anyways, later in the day, one of my cousins, he called me into my mom's room to talk to me, and he was asking me like, why did you make Bonpa upset? And Bonpa, she is my other cousin, and earlier that day, at the time, I was thinking like, how did I make her upset? All I asked was, is there more food? Literally, that's all I asked. He was just going on talking about how I made her upset and how I felt, and he was actually talking about my boyfriend as well, and he was like, so how are you and your boyfriend and stuff like that. And then he was kind of being like, since he's a guy, he's more like trying to be protective over me, like, you know, those big brother type of figure. So I thought I was in trouble for some reason. So I was like, yeah, we're fine, stuff like that. Like, are we done now? Because my friend was also at the house and I just wanted to go back to hang out with her. So then Momha, she came into the room. She was like, okay, let's go outside. Or like, something's happening outside. And then I looked out the door. It was completely dark, but I see people standing at the edge. And I was like, okay, like, what's going on, you know? So I walked. And then once I got to the door, they were singing happy birthday to me. And then I was like, it was so awkward. I was just standing there. I was like, thank you, thank you. Because my birthday's on the 22nd and it wasn't that far from Christmas, so they just did my birthday there as well. So I was looking around the room and then like they were singing happy birthday. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I got to my ex and I was like, holy shit. Like, I did not expect him to be here at all. Like, all of a sudden, he's at this house, and this house is, like, about half an hour to 40 minutes away from the city. So he found his way here, and I had no idea he was gonna be here. He was holding the cake with the candle, and then I just, like, blew it out, you know, and I was still so shocked. I did not expect him to be there. And apparently it was my sister and my mom who planned it. They contacted him to come and surprise me for my birthday and Christmas. So yeah. Okay, so that is like it for the stories about cute things boys did for me, or like cute memories with boys. I think I might have more, but I am not sure. But if you like videos like this, feel free to like subscribe or like this video even. I don't know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's it for today.